So I'm going to showcase to you the dumbing down of society. So this is from the New York Public Library, Research Libraries. This book is titled American Civics, and it was published in 1906, and I'm going to prove that to you. So bear with me one second. Digitized by Microsoft back in '08. So here's the title, a textbook. Whoops. A textbook for high schools. Look at that. A textbook for high schools, normal schools, and academies. Just check this out. So it's got a stamp here from 1913, but when you scroll down just a little bit, right here, you can clearly see it's copyright 1906. Okay, so let me show you this book. I'm telling you, it's appalling. It's utterly appalling. Here's the preface, and here begins the table of contents. And I want you to look at the table of contents and consider what they didn't teach you in school. I wasn't taught this. I'm almost 49 years old, and when I was in high school, this was not taught to me. We did not have American civics. We had geography and social studies. So look at this, the nature of civil government, local rural government, more local rural government, city government, state government. Hang on, let me scroll down. Just pause it and read it. Municipal, so what is this one up here? City governments, those are municipalities. Some municipal problems. And then look at the subject matter that they talk about and discuss. State government. More on state governments, state judiciary and judicial trials, elections, and party machinery. Consider reading that chapter and consider what we're seeing going on with the 2020 election and any other elections that you may have participated in. Steps towards national government. And when you start looking at what they used to teach high schoolers, making the Constitution, view of the Constitution, I would suggest you read this chapter too. Consider what they're teaching in this book to high schoolers in 1906 and consider what they're propagandizing the entire country with today relevant to the Constitution. So it explains to them what is the executive department, the cabinet, and the executive departments. It breaks down in the nomination and election of the president. I mean, when you consider what these subject matters are and you compare it to today, you compare the curriculum that they're teaching to students today versus what they were teaching then. I mean, just look at this. Just pause this and look at this. Financial and monetary systems. See, this was before 1911 or 1933. This was before the Federal Reserve. Legal rights and obligations, miscellaneous powers of Congress, the federal judiciary, and look at how it breaks it down. It breaks it down into all those subsections of those particular chapters. And look at what they're teaching. The government of territories and dependencies, so I guess Puerto Rico, things of that nature. Goes into some about the District of Columbia, well, probably that it's a city-state. Talks about Puerto Rico, Hawaii, Guam. But look at that, the federal judiciary probably explains what the Supreme Court is. Circuit Court, Court of Claims, all these different types of courts. Look at what they're teaching high schoolers back in 1906. Look at this. So, if you want to have a chance in hell, if you don't already know, of understanding what's going on politically, you might read through this book and look at what it explains about how government's supposed to work, how the people move government, engage government, any of this stuff, stop government, any of it. They taught it to high school kids.